Storytime, get ready with me while I talk about the time me and my friends clubbed with an A-list celebrity and he literally cheated on his girlfriend. All right, guys, so I look a mess and this angle isn't really doing it for me right now, but I don't really care. I'm about to go to the gym, so we're gonna hurry this up. But anywho, let's get to the chase. Um, Basically, me and my friends go to the city a lot. Like we go out in the city a lot, as in New York City. And obviously if you're like going out in the city, you're gonna meet some famous people. Like that's just how it works. Um, and yeah, we've met like celebrities before, but not like A-list. Like we've met like TikTokers or like low-key like niche influencers or like maybe like someone that was on a reality TV show a few years ago. But it really depends on where you go. So specifically, me and my friends usually just go to like kind of chiller places where it's like a variety of age groups, you know what I mean? But this one night, I don't know what it was with this one night, but we stumbled upon actually, here's how it started. So we originally were at like a kind of chiller place, and by chill I just mean like you're probably not gonna run into like Drake or something. So yeah, we were chilling in this chiller place and we were just having fun for a while, and then we ran into, I forget why, but we went outside on the street. And the thing about New York and me and my friends is that we are very social. So we lock eye contact, we're about to be best friends. So we make friends with this group of girls. And I mean, I guess we just got lucky because they knew what they were doing. Bro, this was on the freaking floor, so now I'm gonna have dust all over my face. Great. Anywho, so we run into this group of girls and we really get it on and we're like all talking and we literally just click. We become best friends. And they're like, "Where are you guys going?" And we're like, "Oh, like we were just chilling at name of this place." And they're like, "Girl, come with us. Come in our Uber, taxi, whatever it was." They're like, "We're not doing this." So obviously we fly into that taxi. I'm like, hell fucking yeah. So we get into the taxi with these girls. And listen, I'm not gonna name drop, and I'm also not gonna name drop the celebrity just cause I don't know, I'm scared. But also I don't wanna make it that serious, you know? But we end up at this very popular place in New York. It's well known to say that. And usually the well-known places are very strict. Reason being, hence, celebrities. But I don't know. Like, the thing about New York, guys, it's very hit or miss. Like, literally, you don't know where you're gonna end up. It's hit or miss. Sometimes you'll end up in really unexpected places just because that's just how the night went. So we're all just getting along with the bouncer really well. And basically we're in. And so me and my friends are like, "Oh my god, like this is like we just didn't expect to be here. Like this is a known place." So we're with the girls and we're having a great time, like we're having a blast, whatever. Guys, I'm really trying to fit this into the 10-minute mark here, but I don't even think I can. Okay, so obviously we run into a few people that we know, as in like, influencers. Again, it's not, I'm not trying to like downplay this, be like, yeah, that's normal. Like, it's not. It's still crazy. Like, we're like, oh my god, I know him, I know her. But it's like happened a few times before that we're just like, oh my gosh. But it's not like, oh my gosh. So we're having a chill night. And for context, it's me and my two friends that are out, and then the group of girls. So the friends that I came with, it's two girls. So dancing, having a fun time. Get a tap on our shoulders, turn around. Group of guys, right? They look like they would be well known. I'll say that. And out of the group of guys, okay, first of all, we just become like, it's nothing weird. It's really not. It's just like we're all having a good time. Like we just end up meshing and like vibing together. and they offer to like, buy us. Um, yeah. And we're just having a fun time with them and like talking. And let's just say me and my friends spotted this one person in the group of guys immediately. Immediately. Like he is well known. Like he's like we know him. Um, but our thing was we were like, let's play our cards right. We're gonna play that Wattpad moment. We're like, wait, what's your name? And he's like, wait, you don't know my name? Like, I don't know. Probably like a million girls have used that before. Like, bitch, he's probably like, bro, you know who I am. But no, we don't treat him any different. Like, we're not like, what's your name? But we don't treat him any different. We're just like, treat him like the rest of his friends. But what was confusing me, so first of all, they invited us to their section. But what was confusing me is this guy is well known, yes. But guess who else is really well known? His girlfriend. And his girlfriend is nowhere to be seen, and he's having a fun time. Like, he's dancing as if he don't got one. So I pull one of my friends aside, or maybe the other way around, I don't really remember, but me and one of my friends like were to the side, we're like, isn't he like locked in? And I'm not even just saying like, oh, it's just a girlfriend. Like, that's like a huge part of why he's known low-key. And so we're just like, okay, so what does this mean for us? Like, are we about to get like into some deep shit? Like, what's happening? But either way, we're like, okay, well, obviously we're just having a fun time. Like, that's weird of him, but like we're not doing anything like weird with him. Like, I mean, obviously. So yeah, I guess we just became friends with these guys, with this guy and his friends, and we're just getting along, and we're all like low-key like getting to know each other in a way. And we just have to be like, oh, so where are you from? Oh, you too? Oh, okay. As if we don't already know that. Like, long story short, pretty sure he wanted one of the girls that we came with, not one of the two friends that I came with, but one of the girls in that group, because we also would like mesh with them like in different parts of the night. And I don't know, he was being like touchy, like he clearly wanted her, in my opinion. But mind you, obviously that group of girls knew him too, and they're like, I don't know, I'm not trying to mess with that. But yeah, she was talking to us after, and she was like, yeah, like he literally was flirting with me. Like he offered to like take me back home, as in his home. And it was very 50-50 between the group. Like half of us were like, yeah, like dodge the bullet. The other half is like, girl, why would you not? I was the dodge the bullet one. Come on, like, gotta stay loyal. I don't care how famous you are. I don't know if this lighting is better or worse. I kind of look scary. But yeah, I guess we became friends with an A-list celebrity that night. Pretty sure his friends are famous too. I just don't know ball like that. Like, I don't know that area of celebrities. But I mean, if I had to guess, they probably are famous too. But he's the type of person like you don't gotta know anything about that area to know him. Oh my god, I actually forgot to mention the craziest part. One girl, she was not with us, but I did hear this. She was gone. She was gone. And she was like flopping all over the place, and she ended up like near us in our group. And she literally asked him, she said, don't you have a girlfriend? Aren't you dating blah, 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 blah? And she said her name. And everyone's faces kind of just went pale because like we were all thinking it, but like none of us wanted to say it because we kind of were like, wait, you're like up here. And you know what he said? He said, nah, like that's for social media. Like that's for the online presence. We're not actually dating. I call BS, and that really pissed me off for her because I just don't think that's true. Mind you, this girl said this because of the way he was acting towards other girls. Like, it was very obvious. He clearly doesn't seem like he has a girlfriend. I'm running out of time. I'm scared. Long story short, let's just wrap it up. He ends up taking like 2 or 3 girls home. Anyway, makeup is done, but that's just crazy because that just goes to show, A, don't trust everything you see online. B, men are liars and cheaters, because what? And yeah, that's just New York for you. I have so many more story times about going out, so comment if y'all want more. Bye. Love you. You like the makeup though? Okay, bye.
Okay, starting off with some New York City energy. It's wild how being social in that city can land you in a VIP section with a face everyone knows. But here's the thing that gets me. That Wattpad moment where the celebrity asks, "Wait, you don't know my name?" Man, the ego is just off the charts. But the real kicker? Using "it's just for social media" as an excuse to cheat on your girlfriend? That is the ultimate red flag. Imagine building a brand around your relationship and then telling strangers it's a lie just so you can take someone home. It's the fake reality of fame, and it's honestly just exhausting to watch. Speaking of exhausting, fame isn't the only thing that makes people act out. Sometimes it's just pure, unadulterated entitlement in everyday life.
Hey y'all, my name is Charlie. I've been in nail tech for 3 years, and this is me starting my new series of giving y'all crazy story times on some clients that have now been banned. This one is a little weird, and I'm not really sure where to start the story at, so if I'm kind of all over the place, please forgive me. So this was one of my very first ever weird client stories because at this point I was only around a year into doing nails. So I was still kind of a pushover when it came to my policies. I wasn't really standing on no business like that. So this girl texts me on Instagram to book with me. I don't have a booking site at this point. This is when I'm only taking bookings through text. And so she had texted me to book, and she was one of those girls who doesn't really have manners. She didn't say, "Hi, how are you?" She didn't say, "My name is." She just said, "Hey, how much would you charge for this? Okay, can I have this time? Where do I send my deposit?" So from the jump, her vibes weren't the greatest, but I try not to judge people from text messages because sometimes it comes off the wrong way. So she sends me her inspo, and I tell her, I think it was $75. She asked for some French tips with bling on every other finger. So these 2 regular French tips, these 3 have bling on them, and it was medium long length, I think. Great price, I'd say. I'll insert a picture of what my work looked like at that point. Y'all can tell me what y'all think. But I feel like my work has always been worth the price that I charge. My purpose of saying all that was, after I quoted her $75, I'm going to try to find the inspo picture that she sent me, actually. I found it. This is what she had asked for in medium long length, in which I told her would be $75. She then starts to ask me why so much. A salon doesn't charge that much. My last nail tech didn't charge that much, whatever. Telling me that she's never paid that much for nails ever. Oh my God, it's such a crazy price. And I'm basically like, well, I'm sorry, girl. That's what I'd charge for that. If you have an actual budget that you want me to work with, let me know. I can send you examples of inspo that I would do within your budget. She says $45 for medium long length with design. I said, I'm sorry, girl, I can't do that length with full design for only $45. For $45, I could get you a short, plain color, 1-color acrylic set. That's it. She's like, okay, I'll just ask my man to send me some money so I can get the other one still, blah, 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 whatever. She says she still wants the initial set she asked for $75. She's just going to ask her boyfriend to pay for it instead. I'm like, okay, cool. She sends me her deposit, and I send her the address. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. I then ask her if she looked over my policies because I had to ask everybody who booked with me at this point if they read my policies because a lot of people don't read my policies, and then it leads to some weird awkwardness during the appointment when I'm like, hey girl, so that's not gonna fly. I didn't want to have to do that. So I ask her if she read my policies. She assures me, yes, I read your policies. Everything looks good. I'm down for it all. Okay, cool. So boom, a couple days later, her appointment time comes, and she texts me asking if she can come earlier. She was my first client of the day, so moving her a little bit earlier wasn't really a problem for me. Her appointment was booked at noon, and so I asked how early she wanted to come. She said 10. She's texting me at 9:30. Thankfully, I work out of my house, so I could set up within a 30-minute time frame, but yeah. So we move her appointment to 10. I'm like, okay, I'll start getting ready right now. Just send me your ETA when you can. A couple minutes later, she sends me her ETA, says she's going to be there in 15-ish minutes or something like that. So she was supposed to be 10 minutes early. When she told me her ETA was 10 minutes earlier than what it was supposed to be. So she was supposed to get there at 9:50. Okay, cool. 9:50 rolls around. I hear nothing, but it's okay. Sometimes traffic happens. It's fine. I can wait. So now it's 10 and I'm not hearing anything from her. I texted her at 10 saying, hey girl, did you find the house? Are you good? I'm not getting a response. I'm waiting. I don't get a text until 10:10. 20 minutes after she told me she was already going to be there. At 10:10, she says, sorry, I had to stop for gas, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. She said she was going to be there in 5 minutes. She said she stopped at a gas station that was like really close to my house on purpose. So then she would just come straight there, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, whatever she said. So I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. Mind you, in my policies, it says I have a 10-minute grace period. After that 10-minute grace period, I have a $10 late fee. And then after 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the day, because sometimes I booked back-to-back clients and I can't waste 15 to 20 minutes waiting for you, then I'm not going to finish in time for my next client, and that's not fair to them. Whoop-de-woo, whatever. So after 15 to 20 minutes, then your appointment is canceled, okay? So I'm waiting 15 minutes, and she's still not here. Now it's almost 10:30. It's like 10:22 or 10:27, something freaky like that. I'm like, hey girl, where are you? She's not responding. I'm like, oh my God, did my client get into a car crash? Is she okay? Is she fine? Is she still coming? What's going on? I'm genuinely concerned for her well-being. Like, I'm thinking something went wrong. At 10:31 on the dot, and I remember this because I told my boyfriend about it. 10:31. 31 minutes after she told me she was already going to be, like, she moved her appointment earlier and then still showed up late. But anyways, 31 minutes after she was already supposed to be there, she finally texts me and she's like, hey girl, I'm outside. I'm like, okay, it's this house. You got to come to the side door, whatever. She's like, okay, I'm walking up the steps to the side door. We don't have any steps. What do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean, girl? We don't have any steps. Like, it's just a straight shot to the side of the house. She's like, oh yeah, my bad. I meant the front steps, but I'm coming around the house now. Okay. I'm standing at the side door. I don't see her. I'm figuring she just got confused or something. So I walk to the front of the house where she said that she was, but there's no car there. There's literally no car there. I'm texting her. I'm like, hey girl, I'm out front, but I don't see a car. I don't see anyone out here. At this point, it's been like 10 minutes of me waiting for her outside now. Now it's like almost 10:45. I'm like, hey girl, I just don't think it's going to work today. She's like, no, I promise I'm on my way. I said, what do you mean you're on your way? I thought you said you were here. She then says that her Apple Maps took her to the wrong house or something like that. Something about the apps taking her somewhere that was wrong. I was like, okay, well, how far are you? She says it should only be a couple minutes. I said, okay, well, I do have a $10 late fee. Like, I typically would cancel your appointment, but you did move it earlier. So I can have a little bit of wiggle room here, but like, I need you to be here on time. She says, so now I have to pay $85 instead of $75? I was like, yeah, girl. Sorry. She's like, okay, that's fine. I'll just have my boyfriend send me an extra $10. Okay, whatever. When are you going to be here? Eventually, it's 10:50. 50 minutes late after she moved her appointment to 10. She could have just 10:50. I don't know if it was 10:50 on the dot, but pretty much 10:50 rolls around right before 11. Right before 11, she finally pulls up. I meet her at the front. I walk her to the back. And as soon as we open my door to walk in the house, she sees my cats. It's in my policies that I have cats. There will be a cat sitting with us in the nail room. Okay? It's in my policies. I asked you if we read my policies. You told me yes. She then flips her lid. Like, quite literally, she's, oh my God, no, oh my God. I wish I was exaggerating. Like, quite literally, she was behind me. She was walking behind me, following me inside. As soon as I open the door, she reacts like that. I think something just happened. I'm thinking something just chased us in here and is about to attack her. Like, something is really going wrong. She's like, no, I have a fear of cats. Like, I can't be around cats. Like, I can't do cats. I'm like, girl, it was in my policies that I have cats. What do you mean you have a fear of cats? She's like, can you just like put them up somewhere or something? I said, no, girl, I don't lock my cats up for clients. That's why it's in my policies that I have cats. So if you don't like cats or you can't be around cats, you know not to come to me. I'm not the nail tech for you. I'm sorry. This is my cat's house. Okay, I work out of my home. This is my cat's home. I don't lock my cats up. Plus, I don't have anywhere to lock my cats up other than our tiny ass bathroom. And I'm not locking up my multiple cats in my tiny ass bathroom. She then is like, oh, okay, my bad. And then just turns around and starts walking out. I'm like standing there Oh, what? Okay. She literally just leaves. She just leaves. I then text her and I'm like, hey girl, so since this whole thing didn't work out, I do need a $20 cancellation fee for the same day. She says, it's not my fault you have cats and blah, blah, starts getting like buck with me. Like she has an attitude. And I said, it's not my fault you didn't read my policies. You wasted my time. A lot of it, mind you. You showed up late to an appointment that you moved earlier when you didn't have to. Played with me, lied to me about already being outside because I doubt that any of that shit was even true. I'm running out of time, but long story short, she didn't pay me my cancellation fee. She just blocked me. So I guess I didn't tell her she's banned, but I bet she figured it out. Sorry this video is so long. I'm gonna make more story times.
I am actually losing it at this person's logic. She moves her appointment 2 hours earlier, shows up 50 minutes late, lies about being outside, and then has a meltdown because there are cats in a house that explicitly lists cats in its policy. I have a fear of cats. Okay, then why did you book with a tech who says she has them? It's the side door drama for me, standing there waiting for someone who isn't even in the same zip code yet. People like this treat service providers as if they don't have lives or other clients. If you don't stand on your business and your policies, these people will walk all over you. But what happens when that entitlement isn't just from a stranger, but from a friend you're actually trying to help succeed?
Do you guys want to hear some tea and some drama people you're never going to meet? It's my tea, it's my drama. Let's get into it. Only this time, you might actually meet this person because I have a platform and I'd like to use it. So we're going to talk about Mr. Don't Ask, okay? Because a lot of you guys were always wondering, like, what the fuck happened there? You guys were like best friends, you did everything together, and just one day you like stopped talking about it and vote him off the island. Yeah, dude sucks. Period. Well, a lot has been coming out in my community here in Denver in the last couple days, last week. His exes are coming forward and sharing their stories of, and it's bad. And also, here's the thing. While it's not my story to tell, it is my platform to use however the fuck I want. So, while I don't want to tell these ladies' stories for them, I want to make sure that their story is still being told. So, if you want to hear all about Mr. Don't Ask, I've reposted all of their videos because you guys need to know who this guy is, okay? But I want to tell you guys why I had stopped being friends with him, okay? Because again, for somebody that's a serial abuser, it kind of makes it everybody side-eyeing me being like, you ran with that guy? What's that say about you? I know. I fucking know. But here's the thing. I never dated Mr. Don't Ask. I was just friends with him. I never saw the relationship abuse because again, I was only friends with the guy. Okay? But I do want to explain why we're not friends anymore because now if a fire sale, everything goes. So I want to tell about what happened to make me dump him like that. So let's get into it. By the end of the story, you're going to see why I couldn't tell it in the heat of Ruse Day Tuesday back then. But now I can. All right, so let's talk about it. So for this story to make sense, we have to go back to when this was. This was back in like early May-ish, right? So here's where we were. I just gotten kicked out. I was homeless, staying with B-Dog and D-Dog, right? Well, I get a call from my management at the time. And they're like, Morgan, we have a brand deal that just came in for you. And I was like, I need money so fucking bad right now. Just say yes to everything. I don't care. They're like, no, you're going to love this. And I was like, what? They're like, well, Skrillex's team just reached out. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, they've been following Ruse Day Tuesday. And they want to offer you 2 VIP tickets to his 5-hour set at Red Rocks. I was like, what the fuck? They're like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, say yes. She goes, that's not even the best part. They want to pay you to be there. I was like, what? Yes. And I couldn't fucking believe it. You're going to give me like the most anticipated show of 2025. You're going to give me 2 VIP tickets. And then you're going to pay me? Yes. Oh my God. So I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to bring. I'm going to bring Mr. Don't Ask. Because that was also the time when he was like driving me to and from like Berthoud and like driving me around, like just being there for me. So I was like, I can't think of anybody else that I'd like be more deserving of this ticket, you know? So I call Mr. Don't Ask, tell him all about it. He's freaking out with me. He's like, isn't that like next week? And I was like, yeah. And so he's like, great, boom, bop, bow, cool, we got it. So day of the concert, right? Sorry, hang on. So day of the concert, he comes, picks me up, right? And we've got 2 of our friends with us as well. And I look a hot fucking mess, right? Because I'm homeless. I had 3 shirts and 3 shorts. Remember that era? That was fucking wild. So one of our friends, Mikey, I'm going to use him by name because like I have nothing but amazing things to say about Mikey. Shout out Mikey, by the way. The Trap Shaman. He's a DJ locally. Look him up. But so Mikey's so sweet. He's like, I'm going to bring you a change of clothes because like, you know, you guys have like sick seats and shit. Like, and you kind of look at me. I was like, hey, so much. So we're with like me, Mr. Don't Ask, Mikey, and Mikey's girl. And we pull up to the parking lot because like, I just think we're going to pregame. Well, Mr. Don't Ask like opens up like the trunk of his car and he's got like all of his like DJ shit. And I was like, okay, I guess it kind of makes sense. You know, like DJing like in a parking lot, like to pregame. I kind of guess that makes sense. And he won't stop asking me. He's like, yo, post this on TikTok, post it on TikTok, post it on your story. And in my head, I was just kind of like, what do you want me to do? He's like, tell everyone we're in the upper lot and to like, come check me out, come check me out. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's kind of weird. Also, like, I don't really want to. And so I was like, I don't know, dude. I don't think. He's like, come on, no, this is good. It's all, we got like a little crowd here first before we go into Red Rocks. And I was like, okay, first and foremost, you're not going to fucking tell me what to post on my platform. Remember, you already made your weird Mr. Don't Ask TikTok. You do it. What? No. And he's like, oh, you have to. And I was like, I'm not going to do that, bro. And he's like, just won't stop. And I was just like, okay, chill out. So I was like, all right, I'll just post it on like my Instagram story. And like, if anybody shows up, like cool. If not, like, don't be pressed. Well, a decent amount of people like came up and like said hi. But it was tough because I wanted to like hang out with my friends, but I had to do like the highs and saying hi to everybody. And he was getting kind of jealous of the fact that like nobody was listening to the music and like paying attention to him. And I was like, buddy, yeah, I know. So anyways, he's like, I want to spin longer. And I was like, I want to get in line. He's like, we have VIP. We can skip the lines. I was like, we can't skip security though. Like, that's not at all how this works. And I want to get in there. Cause also like, I don't know if you guys remember, Skrillex didn't have any openers. He was going to do a 5-hour set. It was just going to be him start to finish. I was like, I want to be there when he starts. I don't think you're like fully getting it. So I was like, hey buddy, I'm leaving right now. He's like, fuck, okay, whatever. He gets all like pissy, like shuts the gate, like shuts it down. We go into the venue, right? So we go into the venue, we say goodbye to like some our friends. Cause like, you know, we have VIP, which is like the first like couple rows. And they have like GA. So they're like, hey, we're going to be like up here, like with our other like group of friends. You two have fun in VIP. Like, we'll see you guys like after the show or some shit. We're like, cool. Sounds good. So we go up to like the VIP, like security guards, and they're putting like the wristbands saying like, we have access to be in here. And, I get a text from my manager being like, hey, I'm going to forward your number over to Skrillex's manager. They want to come say hi. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, please. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, I'm geeking out. I'm like, well, I'm like just some fucking TikTok bitch from Denver. Why do they want to talk to me? I want to talk to you. Like, oh my God. So I explained to Mr. Donas, I was like, hey, like, be cool. Skrillex's manager is going to come like say hi to us. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, just be chill. He's like, okay. So he comes up and it's him and his girlfriend. And it's starting to make sense to me at that point, right? His girlfriend is the sweetest girl ever. And she is just like losing her mind. She's like, I love Ruse Tuesday. I've been following you. I'm so sorry everything that's happening to you. When I saw this, I told my boyfriend, who is Skrillex's manager, that like, we have to do something nice for her. We have to. That's why I was like, there it is. Okay. So Skrillex's team doesn't know who I am or give a shit. Skrillex's manager's crazy hot girlfriend does. That's still a win in my book. I'm still fucking win for me. And I was like, so great to meet you. And Skrillex's manager was like, hey, listen, the show's gonna be starting here pretty soon. I have to just like go and do like the last minute managerial shit. Let me get your phone number, like, or let's stay in communication. Cause after we're done like getting this set up, we would love to come back and stand with you. And I was like, yes. And she's like, is that okay? And I was like, yes, oh my God, yes. Well, then this is when I start getting like fucking embarrassed, okay? Mr. Don't Ask goes, oh, hey, listen. Morgan's really bad with her phone at concerts. Why don't I just get your number and I'll just stay in communication with you, because like, if we leave it up to Morgan, she's not going to check her phone, which is actually true. Like, he wasn't being a dick. That's actually true. When I'm at a concert, I never pull my phone. I just like to be in the moment. And I was like, oh yeah, that's actually true. That's a good point. He's like, yeah, man, no problem. So they exchange numbers. No big deal, right? So he walks away, the manager. Mr. Don't Ask looks at me and he's like fucking thinking, he goes, oh my God, I have Skrillex's manager's number. And I was like, yeah, but like, be cool. Like, be cool, please. You know, like, don't be fucking weird. He's like, I'm not. I was like, okay, so show starts, right? And it is fucking amazing, but also it's really intense. Like, I don't know if Skrillex brought his own speakers. I don't know if they amped him up. I don't know if they turned the bass all the way up, but it is bass in fucking face. And like, it was like giving me heart palpitations. It was insane. I'm not complaining. Hold on. Time out. You know I love that bassy Wookiee shit. And Skrillex, yeah. But it was one of those where it was like all encompassing, so heavy. Well, we're dancing and shit like this. And we see, like, we're looking around now. Because now, like, it's like an hour later. And now VIP is completely filling up, right? Actually, oh my God, it's like old time's sake. Let's go to part 2. Part 2 of all the tea in the drum about why I'm not friends with Mr. Don't Ask anymore. Let's get into it. So, boom, there we were. We're at Skrillex, VIP. And it's the one from this past year where it's his 5-hour set, right? And when he was doing like a one night only thing. So finally, we start looking around and it's like the fucking who's who of the DJ world. And I'm not gonna lie, Mr. Don't Ask and I are shoulder to shoulder. And we're like, oh my God, it's Getter. Oh my God, it's Fred again. Oh my God, it's like, and it was in fucking insane how many like famous celebrity DJs there. Because again, the godfather of dubstep is playing like one night show. Yeah, of course you're gonna fucking be there. Nobody's gonna miss that. And so I'm just kind of like, what the fuck am I doing here? But whatever, I'm not complaining. I'm happy as a clam. Well, as he moves from the, like, you know, like the mini stage at Red Rocks in the center, when he moved to the big stage, it was just like bass in your face. It was lasers. It was lights. Sorry, my shirt is looking weird as hell. It was just lasers. It was lights. It was a lot. And having that much bass being that close to the stage, I turned to Mr. Don't Ask and I was like, hey, do you mind if we go up, like higher up in GA where our group of friends are, so we can like watch the show from like the top down, but also like just so we can like take a breather. Like, but what if we like lose our spots? And I was like, we have the bracelets. We're like, we're good. We can come back down just for a minute. And he's like, I really just think we should stay. And I was like, it's okay. Like, we have Skrillex's manager's number. Like, he'll let us know. He said he would text us. He's like, okay. So we go up with our friends, and between us, the vibes up there were a lot better than VIP. I'm not saying the VIP was bad. I'm just saying, like, you know what? It's fun being, like, with your friends at, like, the most beautiful venue in the world. I don't know. I know I'm being corny and whatever. But so anyways, we're, like, dancing, having a great time. And I see that Mr. Don't Ask grabs his phone, and it's Skrillex's manager being like, hey, where are you? We want to come, like, hang out with you. And I was like, oh. And so, Mr. Don't Ask texts back, and he's like, oh, we're up with our friends up at GA, but we can come down back to VIP to meet you. And immediately the manager texts back and goes, no, like, just tell me where you're, like, what row and what, like, seat you're at. We'll come up to you. No big deal. And so we tell him, and the manager and his girlfriend come up, and I, like, give, like, the girlfriend a big hug, give the manager a big hug, and I just say, like, hey, one more time, thank you so much. Like, this is amazing. I was like, I don't want you to think I'm not grateful for, like, the VIP. It's just, like, it's a lot of bass. He goes, no, I get it. It's by design. We wanted it to be just, like, over-encompassing. I was like, okay, cool. So, like, I don't want to, like, offend the guy. You just, like, gave me the most amazing seats, and I'm not taking them, and you're paying me. I just didn't want to look ungrateful. Well, I look over, and I look over my shoulder because I'm talking to, let me backtrack one sec. Now I start talking to the girlfriend, and we're, like, yapping and chatting and whatnot. And I look over, and I see that, like, the manager is just, like, staring at the show, like, dancing, and, like, Mr. Don't Ask is, like, in his fucking ear, like, talking with him. His eyes are this big. For some reason, he's now shirtless. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And so it literally is, like, that, like, his manager's, I'm just going to do, like, reenactment. Manager's looking this way, and he's facing him like this, talking this far from his face, and, like, yelling and, like, being like, you have to hear my music, man. You gotta listen to my music. And I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, yeah, man, I'll check it out. Like, the manager's like, yeah, man, cool. And he's just, like, not looking at him. And then I, like, kind of go over and, like, stand by them to kind of, like, nudge him to be like, dude, he clearly is not, like, interested in talking about that right now. Like, stop. And he's like, no, it's fine. And then he goes, I don't know how to word this without this getting taken down on TikTok. So you're going to have to infer exactly what I'm saying here, okay? He then pulls out his keys and goes, hey, man, want some? And literally, I go, oh my God. And, like, and the manager looks at him and goes, nah, man, I'm good. And I was like, so I go, like, Mr. Ass. I said his name. And I go, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm humiliated. Because I'm like, there is no way he just said that. There's no fucking way. And he goes, it's fine. And then the manager looks at me and he goes, hey, I'm going to go back down to VIP. Great seeing you. Have an amazing time at the show, to me. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my fucking God. And so then he, like, I was like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, and he like looks at me and goes, you're good. And I was like, I wanted to crawl. I wanted to die. I was like, there's no way that just fucking happened. Well, hang on. So the manager walks away and I turn to Mr. Nash to go, what the fuck was that? I am fucking working right now. I'm at a working event, essentially. I don't think you really fucking get this. Right now, it's going to be reported back to my management team. It's going to, like, Skrillex's team is never going to invite me to anything again because of you. You did this. And he goes, it's fine, Morgan. It's the music industry. Everybody does it. I was like, oh my fucking God, you do not offer it. I said, this event isn't about you. Your representation of me. What do you not get? This is not your show. This is mine. And he's like, you're overreacting. And his eyes are like, this fucking big. I'm like, oh my God, how much have you fucking been doing? Like, I'm just like, I want to rip my hair out. And I was like, I'm just going to enjoy the show and try not to think about it. Enjoy the show, try not to think about this. So I go back and I start like dancing with the girls, like a few like people down, right? And I'm having a great time. I like get out of my head. Well, I look over and I look past like the friends I'm standing with, and I see that Mr. Don't Ask is not paying attention to the show at all. He's still shirtless, eyes this fucking big, and he is feverishly like at his phone so fucking fast. And I was like, no. Cause I'm like, there's no way. There's no fucking way. So I walk over to him and I go, and I look at his phone screen, and he has probably sent, 20 texts to the manager. And it's like, drop, what are they called? Like music links for like his music. It's his SoundCloud links. He's messaging me like, hey man, you really got to check me out. Like, I'm the next big thing. Like, we got to work together. We got to figure out a work together. Like, and just won't stop. And it's going bing, bing, like, and it's so many in a row. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, no, Morgan, this is how the music industry works. I go, this isn't your event. You're embarrassing the fuck out of me. And he's like, and he like he's yelling back at me. And he goes to like send another message, and the messages go from being blue to green. He got blocked. And he goes, fuck, the service is so bad. I go, the service is fine. You got blocked because you are embarrassing as fuck. He goes, we need to go and talk to him. I go, no. And so I was like, just fucking dance, stop. And I couldn't believe it. And I want to fucking rip my skin off right now. I cannot believe this is happening. So I grabbed my phone because I was like, I'm going to send a message to the manager just profusely fucking apologizing. I'm so fucking sorry. And I see that I have a message from the manager about like 2 minutes before I grab my phone. And he was like, hey Morgan, we absolutely adore you. Come down to VIP. We want to keep dancing with you. Don't bring your friend. I was like, done. So I turned to my like 2 girlfriends I'm dancing with, and I go, ladies, look at me, lock in. I need a big favor from you, and I need it right now. You're going to go dance with Mr. Don't Ask, but I need you to turn him around so his back is like to me, so I can like hit the digital dash, so I can go down and like go apologize to this guy face to face, like, oh my fucking God. And they're like, done, aye, Captain. So they like walk up to Mr. Don't Ask, like, hey! And he looks like, I was like, oh my fucking God. And they're like, hey, dance with us. And they like turns back. And I'm telling you, I just gone by. Actually, oh fuck, let's go to part 3. So part 3 of all the teen the drama about why I'm not friends with Mr. Not Ask anymore. So boom, there we are, right? I tell the 2 girls behind me, I go, here's what I need you to do. I need you guys to be girls right now. I need you to go dance with the guy that looks like he's tweaked out and shirtless. And I need you to grab his hands and go, dance with him and make sure that he turns his back to me. And they're like, got it, sounds good. I was like, I need to hit a digital dash. I need to hit like an Irish goodbye, and I cannot have him see me, okay? They're like, perfect. These girls, these angels, go up to him and just do like the like hot party girl thing where they're like, hey, woo! And like, he's like, huh? And he's like he looks bad. And I was like, oh my fucking God. So then I'm texting the manager and I was like, all right, I'm on my way down. So he's like, perfect, just enter on the left side, like by the security guard. I'll be standing right there. And in my head, I'm like, by the security guard? Like, oh my God, is he going to ask me to leave? Is he asking me to leave? Like, oh my God. So I go down there and it's the manager and his girlfriend, and they see me and they go, hey, like they're all happy and excited. So I was like, okay, like everything must be fine. And so they like open like the gate thing for me to come through. And she's like, let's dance. I was like, yeah, let's dance. Like, and I see that the manager is like leaning in and like saying something to the security guard. And I was just like, oh my God. So we were dancing. We're just like listen to like, like Skrillex just put on banger after banger after banger. And the manager comes over and I look at him and I go, I am so sorry. And he goes, you're fine. You're fine. And I go, no, that's not fine. Like, that is not a representation of me, but like it is because that's my friend. I'm like, and he goes, hey, listen, you're good. And then like one of the like really famous DJs in the section was walking by and he goes, oh, hey, do you want to meet like, I think he was like, I know who it was. I'm trying to pretend like I didn't. I was fucking Getter. I was hyped. I met Getter. And so he's like, hey, do you know this is my boy Getter. I was like, hi, I'm Morgan. Like, hey, big fan of your work, man. Like, say, hey, thanks. And they like talk for a minute. And because again, man, there's a million fucking celebrities and he's like Skrillex's manager. He knows fucking everyone, I'm sure. And so I was just like dancing, having a great time. And so then, I don't know, probably like 10, 15 minutes goes by. We're just dancing. Like me and his girlfriend having an amazing time. Well, the manager grabs me and kind of like turns me in a way to where my back is to where like that security guard is. And he's like, hey, just look at me for a minute. And I go, uh-huh. He goes, I just want you to know this. He goes, just full transparency. I was like, what's up? He goes, I warned the security guard that there's going to be, you'll know exactly what he looks like. He's shirtless. He's going to be trying at some point to come like chomping down here. I want you to cut his VIP bracelet. He's not welcome in here. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. He goes, no. I just want you to know. He is arguing with the security guard right now, trying to get in to like yell at you. He goes, I'm just telling you, don't acknowledge it. Just pretend like you can't see or you can't hear him. Just have fun. You don't need to deal with that. And I was like, okay, you sure? He's like, you're welcome to stay here. And now I'm like, oh my God, I have the fucking Skrillex's manager like saving me. And so then I'm like dancing, having a good time. And we're not too far away from the left side. And I can just hear, Morgan, let me in. Come get me. I'm with her. I'm with her. And I'm like, and I'm humiliated. Like he's screaming and he's like trying to like blow up my phone. He's like calling me. And I can feel it like in my purse, but like it's not in my hand. So I just pretend like I don't see it. I don't hear it. And I think he stayed there for like a good 30 to 40 minutes. And he's like trying to like tell the other VIP people, who's like, the really tall girl, the really tall one. Can you get her attention? And like the Skrillex's manager had to like go up at some point and like up to Mr. Don't Ask and the security guard. I don't really know what was said. But it was something along the lines of like, go back to your friends. Because after that happened, then he went back up. So I didn't ask. I don't know what was said. I mean, I have a pretty fucking good idea if he went back up with like his other group of friends, right? But at this point, like I'm just like a little embarrassed. And like I kind of just don't want to be like, like this manager's problem all night. So I was like, I'm just going to like go back up. And so I just give the girlfriend a hug. And I tell the manager, I was like, I want to thank you so much for this. Like, thank you so much for this opportunity. Like, I really can't thank you enough. I'm so deeply sorry. Like, this was a bad show. I'm very sorry. And he goes, listen, you're good. And then he goes and gives me like a hug. And then when he kind of like pulls away, he's like pretty close so I can like hear him. And he goes, I'm going to give you some business advice though. That guy right there is a fucking liability and he will tank you. Don't ever bring him around something that involves your work ever again. And I was like, you have my word. This will never happen again. I'm so sorry. He goes, no, he goes, you don't need to be sorry. He goes, I'm giving you business advice because I've seen people who they hang out with ruin somebody who's got a good thing going. You have a good thing going. He will ruin it. Don't. And I was like, aye, Captain. And I was like, okay. And he goes, outside of that, he goes, have an amazing show. He's like, whenever we do like stuff in Colorado again, like I'll reach out to you. I was like, okay, that'd be awesome. And like, side note, by the way, about 2 months ago, he was back in Denver, just the manager. And him and his girlfriend asked if I wanted to like get drinks with them. So like, I didn't ruin that relationship there, right? Like, thank God. But so anyways, I go back up and Mr. Don't Ask immediately just in my fucking face. He's like, what the fuck? Why didn't you check your phone? Oh my God, Morgan, you have to get me back in there. You have to get me back in there. I could rub elbows with so many of these. And he's talking so fast. His eyes are so, and I'm just like, stop. I go, hey man, enjoy the show. I said, I'm not doing this with you right now. He's like, doing what with me? I go, you embarrass the fuck out of me. I am working right now. That is a working relationship. I am not here because like I paid for a ticket. They paid me to be here. That is so embarrassing. And he's like, and he just went, he's like, Maureen. I was like, just stop talking to me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So then he just like, oh, and he kind of like went away. And I just kept dancing, having a great time. Well, the show ends, right? Remember, I don't have a car at that time, and he drove me up here. So we started walking back to the car, and like everybody's still kind of like buzzing, right? And I just like, I don't want to talk. Well, we get in the car, and I am just like so fuming fucking mad at him. I just don't say a word. And he's like, you good? And I go, yeah. And he's like, what's going on? But it's awkward because like we have two of our friends in the fucking back seat. Like, stop. And I was like, hey man, stop. I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to talk. Fuck off. And like, he's like, okay. So then he starts pouting because I'm not like sitting here being like, you hurt my feelings. I wasn't going to fucking engage at all. So what does he do? He just sit there and he turns all the music off in the car after we just like went to a great like show, and it's just dead silent in the car. And he's just like, like puffing and like trying to get me to ask like what's wrong, or to get anybody to like acknowledge it, and nobody will do it. So finally I was just like, hey man, take me home. He's like, yeah, I am. And I was like, okay. And then right before like he takes me home, he goes, I hope you know you ruined a really good opportunity for me. I go, motherfucker, I ruined a good opportunity for you? I said, do you think that this event was about you? And I lit him up. I fucking lit him up. I go, do you think anybody in that entire venue gives a fuck who Mr. Don't Ask is? I said, no. They invited me. I brought you. I am not here to supplement your dream of something. I said, stop. You're fucking weird. You are a guest of mine and you embarrass me. I am not a guest of yours. And he's like, you just ruined, like you know how much music means to me. And like I had a good thing there and you stopped it. I won't forget this. And I was like, oh my fucking God, I won't forget this. Trust me. Shut the door. And I was like, and I literally was like, I'm never hanging out with that dude again. And didn't. But here's the thing. I didn't want to come on like TikTok back during like the height of my like story time and talk about like, because I was like, that looks so bad to brands and I'm homeless. I have to be PG, like not PG, but I have to like not that. So yeah, that right there is why I stopped being friends with him. I'm not gonna be friends with somebody that's a fucking liability. I just didn't realize that he's a liability and an abuser. Haha, oopsie. That guy sucks. But anyways, that was a fun little like Ruse Tuesday on a Thursday. But also on a side note, to shamelessly plug Ruse Tuesday now, I moved Ruse Tuesday over to my YouTube, my Patreon. So yeah, those are where like the 1 hour full lengths are. But these like side little like quid bits like I just did, I'll keep doing that on here because like I just love yapping. So anyways, bye.
This whole situation with Mr. Don't Ask at Red Rocks is the textbook definition of a liability. You give someone a VIP ticket to a 5-hour Skrillex set, literally the most anticipated show, and instead of being grateful, they try to hijack your professional connections. Imagine being so delusional that you're shirtless, tweaked out, and screaming SoundCloud links into the ear of a manager who is trying to work. The embarrassment is physical. When the manager told her, "Don't bring your friend," that was the moment the bridge was burned. You cannot help someone who doesn't understand that they are a guest in your success, not the main character of it. He blocked the guy for a reason. And the silence in the car on the way home, that wasn't just awkwardness. That was the sound of a friendship dying. It's painful when friends act like liabilities, but it's devastating when you realize the person in your chair is fighting a battle that's much, much darker.
Asking you shall receive. This is another story time and another crazy client. Drugs edition. I'm gonna put 2 in this one because both of them are pretty short stories. This one I would say is crazy, but not like the other ones. This one is more upsetting. So if you tend to be triggered by young people having addictions, this is not for you. I had a 15-year-old client. At this time, I was freshly 18. She had come to me a couple times before. I was very fresh beginning, so my prices were all like $50 or under, even for 3XL length. She was a really sweet girl, but I knew that she had a lot going on in her personal life. I'm not going to spill all her business. I did text her before this and ask for permission to talk about this for both girls, and they both gave me permission to talk about it without mentioning their names. But basically, this girl had been assaulted. She had been,
I don't want to get this video taken down. I'm sorry. I don't want to be corny, but I don't want to get it taken down. But basically, she was struggling with addiction to some pretty hard shit. And she texted me one day saying that she just really needed her nails done, but she didn't have much money, and asked what I could do for her. And she was a loyal client at this point. So I gave her a little discount and I let her come. And she was in my chair and everything was going okay for the most part. She started seeming really tired, like out of nowhere. She asked if she could use my bathroom. I said, yeah, of course. So I walked her to the bathroom and I went back in my nail room and just waited for her. I trusted her. There's no issue there. So after a few minutes, she comes back out and she's like wobbling and waddling, you know? She sits back down in my chair and I continue doing her nails and she just starts, you know? Like she's really nodding off in a way that like you wouldn't if you were actually just tired, you know? So I start trying to get her attention, you know? I'm not literally snapping at her, but I'm like, so girl, like what's going on in your life? How are your grades? You know, trying to get her engaged in a conversation. That's when I can tell she is absolutely too under the influence. I didn't want to keep servicing her until I knew that she was okay. So I asked her if she wanted some water, and she said yes. So I step out of the room and I go to my kitchen and I get her a bottle of water and I come back and she is fully head down. My LED lamp is right here and her arms are like on the armrest and she's fully head on the LED lamp, like knocked out. I come back in and I'm like, here you go, girl. And she doesn't like wake up and like turn to me or acknowledge me or anything. She's still sitting there with her face down. So I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, I'm freshly 18, living with my boyfriend. This is a client who's 15. Like, she's so young. I don't know what to do. So I like put my hand on her back and like rub her a little bit and like try to, you know, like you rub someone right here trying to wake them up. Like, that's what I was trying to do to her. She like kind of jumps a little bit and sits up and she's like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, girl, what are you on right now? Please tell me what you're on right now. She tells me she's under the influence of Molly and ketamine. I don't know if that was right. I don't do stuff. Okay, I don't do stuff. So I don't know for sure, but I know one of them was Molly. So at this point I ceased the appointment. We're not doing your nails anymore, girl. We have bigger issues to worry about here. I pull my chair out from the other side of my table, like, you know how you have to sit on one side and I sit on the other. I pull my chair around and I sit next to her and I turn her towards me and I'm like, girl, talk to me. Like, tell me what's going on. She starts venting to me and telling me what's going on in her life, and she just needed a way to escape from it and not think about it. And I really didn't know what to do. I'm not a licensed therapist, you know? I don't know. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. And I was just trying to be an active listener and I was trying to comfort her. She literally only had acrylic on her nails. Like, I shaped it and we didn't even do the design yet. We end up spending the next hour and a half just talking, and I'm just talking to her and I'm just trying to help her. And she asked if she can use my bathroom again. I'm like, girl, did you use it the first time? Be honest with me. She tells me no, and that she popped the pop in the bathroom the first time. I'm like, okay, girl, well, I just want you to know that's not okay. It's not okay because it's in my house, and it's not okay because you're 15 and it's not good for you. She tells me, yeah, I know, like, blah, blah, blah. She knows that it wasn't right, but she did it. You know, she's 15. I'm really trying to be mindful, and I'm really trying to emphasize the fact that this is a 15-year-old girl. So I decide to just put the top coat on her nails. She just leaves with acrylic. I don't have her pay because honestly, I wouldn't have felt right about that if she would have paid me. But when I found her fully unconscious, it freaked me out so bad. And when I said I was rubbing her on her back to try to wake her up, I had to do that for like at least 30 to 40 seconds. Like, she was fully unresponsive. After that day, I ended up looking into how I could get Narcan. And I started keeping some Narcan in my room. Thank God I've never had to use it, and I did lose it when I was moving. I lost a bunch of stuff when I was moving. So much of my stuff just disappeared. So I don't know where it is, but I'm probably going to get some more just to be safe. Another story is I think she was 16 actually. Hold on, let me check. So she was freshly turned 16. I had just done her 16th birthday set like a couple months prior. Now this girl is definitely a different vibe. So this girl, she wasn't like a regular, but I had done her nails a couple times before. It was just not like she would come for fills and stuff. She would just come once every other month or something like that. This girl was definitely a party kind of girl. She granted she was only 16, but she was all up in them frat parties, college parties, going places she had no business going. So one day at one of her appointments, she asked to use my bathroom. Seems to be a pattern. Maybe I should just tell my clients, no, you can't use my bathroom. Use yours before you come. But anyway, she's in my bathroom. And at this point, I had kind of learned my lesson about just letting people go in my bathroom and then like leaving them alone. So I was standing outside the bathroom as she was using it. I wasn't literally standing at the door listening or nothing, but I was standing outside the bathroom. Why do I hear a little baggie? Why do I hear a little baggie? I don't hear her peeing. I don't hear no toilet paper being pulled off and used. I don't hear no toilet flush. I don't hear no sink. I just hear a baggie. And you know there's a different noise between a baggie and a tampon wrapper. It was a baggie, like a Ziploc baggie. I then hear her go. After like 30 seconds afterwards, she opens the bathroom door. Still no toilet flush, no sink running, no nothing, okay? She comes out of the bathroom and she's like, I'm not stupid. I was like, girl, be fucking for real. Be so for real with me right now. She's like, what? I'm like, girl, did you just do a line in my bathroom before we even have the tips on your nails? She's like, girl, stop. I'm just having fun. Like, do you want some? I said, no, I'm good, girl. Right there, I wanted to kick her out, but she was 16 and she got a ride here. So if I would have kicked her out, she would have had no ride outside still. She would have had nowhere to go, and she's under the influence now. Now, I should have just told her to call her ride and waited with her and not done her nails, but I'm too nice. So I continued to do her nails. And she was very like jittery movie, like I had to redo the same design on the same nail several times because she could not sit still. She had the jitters. You know how that be. We round out to the end of her set and she's like, so how much is it going to be again? As soon as I hear her ask it in that exact tone, I'm like, there's no way she's about to cause an issue with paying me, right? And this was like a $95 set. Like, this was a decent set that I put my work into. I told her the price, and she was like, well, I have 45 in cash, but like, would you take a baggie? Would you take a baggie for the other half? I was honestly flabbergasted that she even asked me this. Do I look like someone that... Do I look like I do that? Please answer honestly. And she keeps trying to like convince me to. And then she's like, okay, I'll pay you the full amount, but do you still want to try some? Because like, I swear it's like a good time. Trying to convince me. I'm like, no, girl, no, I'm good. After having a kind of weird, awkward back and forth of me telling her, no, girl, I only accept dollars, USD. She finally ends up giving me whatever she had in cash and then Venmoing me the other half. Either Venmo or Zelle, I don't know, that doesn't really matter. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, she calls her ride gets here, I walk her out, everything's fine. And then like 30 minutes after she left, she sent me another Venmo for like $20 more, and she was like, sorry, I hope I didn't seem pressuring or I didn't want to seem like I was peer pressuring or something like that. I texted her, I said, I appreciate it, girl, but please, for future reference, if you do book with me again, I don't want any drugs in my house. I don't want you to be under the influence of any sort of substances. After this day, I updated my policies to do not be under the influence of any substances, do not bring any substances to my home. Ugh. So that's it for those two. I might post another story time tonight, but if not, I'll try to get one to y'all tomorrow. If you want some more crazy client stories, make sure you follow me. I'm starting a series.
Hi, welcome to part 1 of My Toxic Mother-in-Law Hates Me Because I Married Her Son and She Couldn't. All seriousness, I'm making a 5-part series to why my husband and I went no contact with his family, specifically his mother, and how we got to that point. We've been no contact with him for over 2 years at this point, and it has been amazing. And for all you toxic people out there, this isn't something that we decided on a whim. We went through a lot of trauma and issues with this woman before we got to this point, so I don't want to hear the whole you chose hate over love. Just don't even waste your energy. This first part is going to be more so like the beginning when I first got with my husband and a lot of the red flags that I noticed. And in part 2, I'm going to be going very deep and give a lot of examples and parts of my story of her manipulation and all of her narcissistic traits and just how poorly she treated me and my husband. During this part, I will talk about like the thing that sent me over the edge that I literally could not deal with her anymore because it was so evil, but we'll get there in a minute. Alright, so here is is the backstory. My husband and I have been married for about 5.5 years. We have been no contact with his family and her for 2.5 years. If you do the math there, I was with my husband and we were dating for 3 years before we got to this point. We got married in September of 2023. We decided to go no contact with them a month after we got married in October of 2023. In the first kind of year of our relationship, I didn't really have many interactions with his family, especially his mom, but there were a few red flags that I want to talk about because immediately when I met her and found out more things about her, I got that gut feeling like this woman is not safe. One, this might not be true with everybody, but his mother never left the house. She didn't work, she didn't do anything, she never left the house, she didn't go anywhere, she didn't have any friends. It was just really weird to me, and I'm an introvert, so I get it. Home is my safe place. But when I say she never left the house, she never left the house. Had no friends, didn't really hang out with any family or see family or speak highly of her own family. She talked trash about everybody constantly. Second, if you know a narcissist, you know this. She had those black narcissist soulless eyes. You look at her and there is nothing in her eyes. It is literally like you're looking through a black hole. She had no soul, she had no heart, she had no empathy towards other. She only cared about herself and nobody else. A lot of my trauma was from like year 2 and 3 of being with my husband, especially year 3. But some things I noticed in the very beginning is that she would tell my husband lies about me or things that I told her, and then she would also tell me lies that my husband supposedly told her. And this was a theme throughout our whole relationship. And I know with toxic mother-in-laws, a lot of them are very outspoken and they talk trash and do whatever in front of their son to their girlfriend or their wife. But his mom was unique in the way of she liked to do everything behind the scenes. What that meant was cornering me and getting me alone and telling me awful weird things, texting me very awful things as if I wouldn't show that to my husband. And get my husband alone when I wasn't around and telling him weird things and trying to manipulate him into not being with me. One of the biggest red flags of that first year that I was with him was she told me not once, not twice, not 3 times that she could never get close to me, never have a relationship with me because she was so heartbroken over the girlfriend my husband had in high school that she just couldn't get over it and she couldn't get to know me because of that. Mind you, he was 17/18 years old when he broke up with this girl because he went to boot camp and did not miss her. And we are now 21, 22 years old and she's still so heartbroken over the high school relationship. So if that doesn't scream toxic, manipulative, narcissist behavior, I don't know what does. But if you don't see it yet, trust me, you will see it. If not by the end of this part, but by part 2 and then definitely by part 5. But let me tell you the catalyst moment, the biggest moment, the most evil, toxic moment I had with her that finally made me tell my husband, I am done. You can do what you want, but I will not see or speak to her ever again. One time in March of 2023, we were at my husband's parents' house. My husband still lived there at the time. My husband was in the kitchen making him and I dinner. I was just in the kitchen hanging out. His mother comes into the kitchen, asks me if she can talk to me, and wants me to follow her downstairs. It was like a split level house. I already had so much trauma with this woman at this point. There had been so many awful, evil things that she had done to me that I immediately was so anxious. But I had tried with her over and over and over and over and over again. And I knew my husband and I were about to get engaged. So I was really trying to just be neutral and to not have an issue with this lady. So my heart is racing. I'm literally scared for my life. That might sound dramatic, but if you've gone through this, you know that is not dramatic. I follow her down there and we began talking about a situation when my husband graduated the police academy. And this is another situation where she was toxic, but I won't get too into it. But basically at his police academy a couple months prior to that, me and my mom had went to support him, and then some of his immediate family went to support him. I knew they literally do not care about him. They don't support him. She has been manipulating and treating him horrible his whole life since his childhood and lying to him. But when he's done graduating, my mom and I go up, we're all excited for him, like we're taking pictures with him. Then, after a long time, they come up. And his mom is taking pictures of him with like the couple siblings that came, and they're all getting in a family photo, and they're doing this and they're doing that. Not once does she ask me to be in a photo, take a photo of us, acknowledge my presence literally at all. She had never met my mother. But I did not want my family to meet her and talk to her, and they didn't want to either. They were completely fine with that because I had been telling my mom about everything, which will be important to note when I talk in my next part about a lot of the manipulation, especially at our wedding. Anyway, so she did not acknowledge my presence, didn't speak to me, didn't include me in any of the photos or act like I was a part of the family, even though we had been dating for almost 3 years. She didn't know this, but about to get engaged. Anyway, so we're downstairs talking. She's trying to manipulate me to think that I'm the issue because parents should never ever acknowledge the children, that I should have came running up to her with my arms open and acknowledged at the graduation. Mind you, when they came up, I wasn't even with my husband. I was talking to some of his friends, and then when we came over to join them for the pictures, she literally would not look my way. So we're talking about this, and she's getting really heated and upset over it. But she's mad that she can't manipulate me. She tells me, well, Donovan told me that he doesn't even want to be with you, so that's why I didn't want you in any of the photos, because I knew you wouldn't be around for long. Mind you, I already know that he bought me an engagement ring and that at any moment in the next couple months, he was going to propose to me. And I didn't want to tell her this because he didn't want his family to know, because he was already kind of getting over them. But I felt like I needed to defend myself a little bit, because how are you going to tell me that he doesn't want me when I know he just bought a ring? So I defend myself and I'm like, really? Because he literally just bought an engagement ring and we're about to be engaged. And in that moment, she went from her normal self to straight evil. Her eyes got black, her face got red. I literally feel like I saw the devil come out of her. It was like the weirdest experience I've ever seen in my life. And then she goes to tell me, I'll spare some of the details because once again, this is my personal life, but she goes to tell me that my husband's actually cheating on me. And she can't tell me this girl's name, she can't tell me nothing, but he's cheating on me and she knows it. And I can't be with him because he's cheating on me. And so I'm getting really anxious because like, I know this woman lies and manipulates whatever, but I can't tell if she's actually telling the truth. And I'm like, if I'm about to marry this guy, like if she's even telling a little bit of the truth, like I need to know. So I'm getting all anxious, I'm getting worked up. I'm not crying because I will not give her that benefit. But I'm asking her, I'm like, well, what's her name? Like, I can't check if I don't know her name, like, blah, 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 blah. Finally, she gives me a name. And we end the conversation with her saying, like, I'm so sorry I had to be the one to tell you this. Like, I know you're heartbroken, but you just can't be with him if he's cheating on you. You deserve better than that. So I go upstairs. My husband's about to be done cooking dinner. I'm like, hey, can I check your phone? He's like, yeah, of course, like, what's going on? And I'm like, legs bouncing, heart racing. I'm trying not to cry. My face, I could feel, is like heated and red. And I'm like, we'll talk about it in a minute. So I'm going through everything, every social media, even dumb stuff like Pinterest, all of his text messages. I'm searching up her name, literally nothing. I cannot find a single thing. And trust me, I'm a sleuth. So I was looking at everything. We go out to his room. I'm like, who is so-and-so? Guess who it is, guys? Yup, his girlfriend from high school that she can't get over. He was so confused. He was so mad. I was mad. Long story short, it was a very traumatic night. And if you can't tell already, she was straight up lying. This is the moment that I could not take anymore. And one more example I will give of how my body reacted to her when I was around her was 1 month after our wedding, when I told you guys we went no contact. We went no contact after this situation. They really wanted us to come over. I did not want to. I did not feel comfortable with it. But once again, I'm a good person and I was really trying with these people because we had just got married. We go over there. And I don't know if other people experience this, but sometimes when I have high amounts of stress, I get cold sores on my lips. And to prove how not anxious I get, I haven't had a cold sore in like years before this. We're on our way to their house and I'm so anxious and terrified to see her because of not only the situation I just told you about, but all of the very traumatic things I went through that I'll discuss more next part, that I started to feel a tingle on my lip. And I knew right away that I was getting a cold sore. And I was so upset. We go there. I'm like anxious the whole time. I don't really speak. I'm like, I don't want to be here. Blah, blah, blah. We leave that night. So the next morning I wake up. And whenever I've gotten a cold sore in the past, saw a little circle one right here. But no, I woke up that morning, bottom lip covered. My lip was swollen. I'm not exaggerating. I would show a photo, but it was disgusting. And I don't even know if I'd be allowed to share that. From here to here, my bottom lip was covered in cold sores. That was the final moment for my husband. He was already kind of thinking about blocking them and stuff, but that was the moment for him where he really was like, yes, we need to go no contact. We cannot do this anymore because I'd always told him how it physically affected me, but he couldn't actually when he saw my lip, he felt awful. And that's when he finally was like, okay, no more. I cannot allow you to be treated this way. I cannot allow your body to respond and feel unsafe in that way. But this just shows you how deep the trauma and the pain and the toxicity is with these kind of people. And I know this part 1 is long, but these are just a couple examples of how awful it was for me. And mind you, this is only like 2 or 3 things. This is nothing compared to the 3 years that I dealt with this woman. And like I said, I'll go more into that in the next part. I know that was long, but I hope that was helpful. And this is the first time I've ever really shared this with anybody other than a few people close to me. So I hope you relate to it, that you're feeling some hope, or that you're at least feeling seen and heard, because I know how alone you can feel. But that's all. I can't wait to see you in part 2. Thank you for giving me the space to share and to encourage me and support me. It means so much. Bye.
22 years old and still obsessed with a high school girlfriend? That's not just weird. That's psychological warfare. A mother telling her daughter-in-law that her son is cheating right before they get engaged is pure evil. It's the black narcissist eyes she mentioned. When people don't have a soul or empathy, they will invent stories just to watch you crumble. And look at the physical toll it took. The cold sores covering her lip from the sheer stress of just being near this woman. Your body knows when someone is unsafe before your mind even wants to admit it. No contact isn't choosing hate, it's choosing survival. Family secrets can be suffocating, but sometimes the reason a family falls apart started with a single bizarre choice made decades ago.
So my friend told me she was adopted and asked if I could find out who her biological parents were for her. And I was like, yeah, totally. Just spit in this tube, right? She did. I found out who her biological parents were. I found all her original birth records. And then I started digging into her biological family and their family history. And I discovered her biological parents got married when they were 18. They had 2 kids. Then when they were 28, they had her and gave her up for adoption. And then less than 11 months later, they had another baby, which they kept. And then a year later had another baby, which they kept. So then I gave her all this information and she's like, well, I didn't plan on contacting these people, but now I kind of want to know why I was the only baby given up for adoption, right? And so she reached out to her oldest biological brother, who would have been 10 when she was born. And she was like, hey, do you remember your mom being pregnant during this period of time? And he's like, yeah, but why do you know that? And she's like, well, I'm that baby. I'm your biological sister. And he's like, no, that's not possible. That baby was stillborn. So she sent back her birth record showing it was a live birth and was like, no, I was born alive and given up for adoption. And he called her a scammer and then blocked her. And then a week later, he unblocks her and apologizes and is like, sorry, I talked to my mom. And she admitted that the baby was born alive and she gave the baby up for adoption. So you might be telling the truth. And she was like, that's great, but I only contacted you because I wanted to know why I was given up for adoption. And he said that his mom told him that it was because right before she was born, they started printing warning labels on alcohol bottles that said that you can't drink while you're pregnant. And their mother had been drinking her entire pregnancy. And so then she thought the baby was going to be born messed up and have problems. And she wasn't equipped to take care of a baby with problems. So she gave that baby up for adoption, went home and immediately started trying for a different healthy baby.
This is one of the most insane reason for adoption stories I have ever heard. Imagine finding out your parents gave you up, not because they couldn't afford you. They had 2 kids before and 2 kids after, but because they saw a warning label on an alcohol bottle and assumed you'd be messed up. The biological brother calling her a scammer because he was told she was stillborn is such a classic cover-up for a mother's guilt. They treated her like a defective product because of a label printed in the 80s. It's a wild reminder that the people who raise us, or choose not to, are often just as flawed and confused as everyone else. Looking back at everything we have witnessed today, there is a singular, echoing theme that ties these seemingly disconnected stories together: the terrifying reality of human liability and the invisible threads of trauma that dictate how we treat one another. We live in a world where the people closest to us, whether they are our best friends, our family, or even our biological parents, can often be the very ones standing in the way of our peace, our safety, and our professional survival. Think about the situation with the person we saw at the start, the high-profile individual in the New York club who felt so comfortable lying about his partner just to secure a momentary connection. It reveals a broader societal trend where reality is often treated as something malleable, something we can just edit for social media. When that celebrity told a stranger that his relationship was just for show, he wasn't just cheating. He was admitting that his entire public life is a hollow performance. It's a chilling look at how fame can strip away the basic human necessity for integrity. Then compare that to the saga at Red Rocks. Remember when we saw that friend, shirtless and frantic, trying to scream his SoundCloud links into the ear of a professional manager? That wasn't just a bad night out. It was a stark example of someone who doesn't understand the boundaries of professional respect. He saw his friend's success not as something to be protected, but as a ladder he could stomp on to get to the top. The phrase, "that guy is a fucking liability," really stuck with me because it is a universal truth. Whether you are a YouTuber, a mail tech, or an A-list manager, there are people who will inadvertently or intentionally burn down everything you've worked for just because they feel entitled to a seat at a table they didn't help build. This entitlement even trickles down into the smallest interactions, like the woman who showed up late to her nail appointment and threw a fit over the cats. Just like that nail tech mentioned earlier, we have to stand on our business and our boundaries. If we don't, the world will convince us that we are the problem. The student who was nodding off in the chair, lost in the fog of heavy substances, is the darker side of that same coin. People who are so burdened by their own reality that they become a danger to themselves and a profound weight on those trying to help them. It was a heavy, heartbreaking moment that serves as a reminder. Sometimes being nice isn't enough when you're facing the raw, unshielded edge of someone else's addiction. But perhaps the most insidious form of liability is the one we find within our own homes. Think about the situation with the mother-in-law and the physical reaction the daughter-in-law had. That image of someone waking up with their entire lip covered in stress-induced sores is such a powerful testament to the mind-body connection. Her body was literally screaming that she was in danger. When the mother-in-law lied about her son cheating, using a ghost from his high school past to sow discord, she was practicing a form of narcissism that is designed to isolate and destroy. It shows us that blood isn't always thicker than water. Sometimes, blood is just the tie that allows people to hurt us more deeply. And finally, we circle back to that original story about the adoption. That phrase, "they started printing warning labels on alcohol bottles," is so hauntingly absurd. It highlights the irrationality of human fear. A mother was so terrified of a label that she discarded a living, breathing child, only to try again 11 months later. It's a full circle of tragedy. We see parents who treat children like disposable objects, and children who grow up to be adults desperately searching for a why that might not ever make sense. What does all of this say about our society today? It says that we are all, in some way, navigating a minefield of other people's baggage. We see the celebrity's vanity, the friend's desperation, the client's entitlement, the teenager's pain, and the parent's narcissism. All of these stories are mirrors. They ask us, who are the liabilities in your life? And more importantly, are you standing guard over your own peace? It's easy to judge the people in these clips, but the hard truth is that we are all one bad decision or one toxic relationship away from being a story in someone else's